Hey, it's Vaughn here at your jazzdrumschool.com YouTube channel. Aloha, hope you're doing well. So are your double stroke rolls weak sauce? Well, Mr. Clean here has a solution for you. Let's clean them up. So I was teaching a drum lesson here in Japan to one of my students recently, and she shared with me some video of her playing at a recent jam session. And she was trading fours and she was doing really great. She had lots of really awesome phrasing and really nice ideas, musical ideas. But the one thing that was tripping her up were her double stroke rolls. She was having a really hard time articulating what she wanted to say on the kit. So what I did was I kind of thought, oh, well, how can I help her? At first I thought, well, we could work on rudiments. And then I thought, no, I'm going to custom make a special exercise just for her that's going to help really strengthen her double stroke rolls. And that exercise I want to share with you today. Now, before we get into the exercise, first I just want to talk briefly about double strokes. Now, I teach how to play clean double stroke rolls in my brushes mastery course, also how to get nice doubles and clear articulation with traditional grip in my intro to jazz drumming course. So I encourage you to check those courses out if you haven't already. They'll help you a lot. But what I want to do here is just kind of get the nuts and bolts of what double strokes are and how to play them cleanly. And I use traditional grip in my left hand, and I'm going to start with the left hand and kind of show you how I do that. Now, the way that I tell drummers to do traditional grip is basically put it and then the kind of this part of the soft part of your hand here. Take your ring finger and the fingernail on the side of your fingernail, put that under the stick. Okay, it's not here, it's right here. Okay, then take these other two fingers, put them over the top, and you can kind of rest your thumb here on the top of this, your index finger if you'd like. Okay, and so then I can do this kind of motion. Okay. Now, it's basically a combination of things. When it comes to doubles, I'm basically doing a push-pull. So the combination is I'm kind of throwing the stick out, and then I'm collecting it with my fingers like this, okay? Out and back, out and back. I'll do a front angle. You can see my... See what I'm doing there? Pretty... This kind of motion, okay? That's what I'm doing with my traditional grip. And what that enables me to do is to get in equal bounce, equal rebound for both strokes. That's what we have to do when we do doubles. If we try to play doubles and we only accent the first note of a double, we get this kind of effect, you know, instead of where the second stroke is as strong as the first. So that's the first step, is really identifying that problem. So if you're playing and you're having a hard time with your double strokes, and if you look carefully, probably your second stroke is weaker than your first. So that's the first thing you're going to have to fix, all right? And that's the technique I use for traditional grip. Now for matched grip, it's just basically the way I'm holding the stick is the way that I'm actually using the stick. So what I'm doing is I'm using these last three fingers, okay? So I'm kind of using these fingers, and it's again a kind of a drop and a catch, but this is the match grip world, okay? Okay. And this finger's not doing anything, the thumb's not doing anything, just kind of holding the stick, and the last three fingers are really doing the work. This muscle in your hand is about 40% of your power. So in order to activate that, you need to use your pinky. If you're not using your pinky, if your pinky's out here and you're having tea with the queen, then you're not going to really get those clean doubles. So this is a really important finger to be using, okay? So now let's get into the exercise. And basically what we're going to do is I'll do the first one is just a 2-measure exercise. And we're just going to be playing continuous double stroke rolls. And we're going to infuse some dynamics in it. Start off soft and get loud and loud to soft. And this is kind of just repeated over and over again. And what I want to just note is that I've also written out all of the notation for you for each of the counts. So what you're actually going to be playing are 8 strokes for each count. We're going to be playing 30-second notes, all right? Just keep that in mind as we're doing this. Of course, you can transpose this to 16th notes later if you're going faster and faster speeds or whatever. You can do a lot with this. But for right now, we're just going to think of it as just 30-second notes. So remember, you have quarter notes, two eighth notes equals 1 quarter note, 2 16th notes equals 1 eighth note, and 2 30-second notes equals 1 16th note. Just basic math, okay? So we're just squeezing in a lot of notes for each count. So what I'm going to do is play the 2 measure pattern for you and show you the exercise and kind of give you a bird's eye view. All right, check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so pretty simple, right? That doesn't seem like really complicated. Well, it's not intended to be complicated. It's supposed to be easy. This is really more of kind of like a workout for you. It's kind of like lifting weights in a way, and that's not really supposed to be a complex exercise. It's really just supposed to help just zero in on that problem area and help you improve it. So where it really starts to pay off in spades is in speed. So the faster you go with the metronome, the more you're going to feel the burn, I promise you. So one of the cool things that we're also doing here is we're practicing dynamics. And something that I see that's a problem for a lot of drummers and was a problem for me for a long time too, was having dynamic control. So being able to control my sticks at very soft, very quiet dynamic levels. That's a real challenge, but it's a really important skill in the world of jazz drumming. So this exercise is going to help you a lot in being able to keep your rolls really crisp and clean, but even at really super soft dynamic levels. And cycling through this quiet to loud and loud to quiet kind of thing is going to challenge your coordination, your feeling, your timing, and it's going to improve just a broad range of dynamics in your playing. So you're going to feel more comfortable playing doubles even at loud volumes, which is something a lot of drummers don't do. They end up shifting over to singles. But doubles are kind of cool at a loud volume too. So you're going to get a lot of benefit from this really simple exercise. All right, so let's go ahead and play together. Let's practice this. Let's start it at 60 BPM. And then we're just going to go up 10 BPM and just stay with me as long as you can. And if you can't go as high as I'm going, just go ahead and just practice and just use that as kind of a mile marker for yourself, a goal marker, so that you're, okay, that's what I really want. I want to achieve that. I want to get to that speed. So let's go ahead and start at 60 BPM and see how you do. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I was really feeling the burn there at the end. 120 is really my max. I can't go beyond that. Now, I'm sure you were feeling the burn at some point, right? And if you want to feel even more burn, take that 2 measures and extend it and make it 4 measures or 8 measures or whatever you want to do with it. Make it as long as you want. I've written out an example for you of taking it instead of just doing it, 2 measures, 1 measure up and 1 measure down. I made it 2 measures up and 2 measures down. So I got a 4 measure phrase for you. That's a real killer. So, again, the speed is the thing. But one thing you've got to focus on is making sure that things are clean. It's not okay to go fast and have it become sloppy because then you're really defeating the point of doing the exercise in the first place. So make sure that whatever you're doing, it has to be super, super clean. The other thing is make sure you try to play as much as possible in the center of the drum. Now this is GoPro camera I'm using makes kind of skews the center of the picture, so it looks like I'm playing a little bit off center sometimes, but actually I'm really playing in the center of the drum. So I just want to make that as a caveat. But really, you do want to play in the center of the drum, just so you could practice that technique. Again, with drumming, it's a cumulative effect. A little bit out starts to make everything sounds kind of sloppy. So get it in the center of the drum. Practice getting that nice staccato, really sharp tone from the center of the snare drum. It's not to say that other parts of the snare drum aren't great to play. It's just for this exercise, I think it's great to focus on the center. All right, let's do it again. This time, let's just knock it down to 100 BPM, and let's do the 4 measure phrase. Let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So a little more challenging than it seems, right? So I encourage you to check out this exercise. I think it's really going to help you a lot. Another level you can take it to if you want is to do it with brushes. That's really helpful because anything you can do when you're playing doubles with brushes, you'll be able to do much easier with sticks. So your brush playing is really going to help your stick playing. They really are connected. Being able to just do it with sticks doesn't necessarily help you with brushes. So just remember that. Doing brushes is really going to help you do a lot of things you want to do with sticks too. And one last tip about doing this exercise, if you feel like one hand is kind of more accenting than the other, then you've got to balance them out. So you don't want one hand to be sounding like it's pulling the other hand along. Let me give you an example. 1, 2, 3, 4. Instead, you want them to be nice and even so that both of them sound equal. Well, thanks so much for watching, and if you haven't already, I would love it if you'd subscribe to my channel. Be sure to like the video if you like it. That helps to get around YouTube a lot easier. And be sure to drop a comment. Let me know if there's kind of a warm-up exercise or some kind of exercise you like to do that's helped you with your double stroke rolls. All right? Thanks so much again, and keep swinging, my friend.